devotees. Welcome to BhagavatSanga program. As you all know, this is our Śrīmad Bhāgavatam program where we read prayers of pure devotees. The current theme is prayers of King Satyavrata, and these are from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 24, verses 46 to 53. Today we have a wonderful devotee, Prachi Mataji, who will be presenting the verses and sharing Mataji's realizations. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Quickly share my screen. So first I would like to thank Satyasara Prabhu and Jai Subhadra Mataji, Veena Mataji, Prashant Prabhu, Radha Damodar Prabhu, everyone for giving me this opportunity to purify myself. So as Mataji mentioned, so today we are talking about these prayers from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Okay, what happened? Sorry. So yeah, these are from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, prayers of 824 to 46 to 43. And these are the prayers of by King Satyavrata. Before we start, let me offer my prayers. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Shanvatam Swakatha Krishna Punne Shravana Kirtanaha Hriday Antasto hi abhadrani Vidyunoti Surit Satam Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So before we start into the prayers of King Satyavrata, just a background about the Matsya Avatar, because these King Satyavrata offered the prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appeared in front of him as a Matsya, as a fish. So about the Matsya Avatar, there were two Matsya Avatar which took place. First, the merciful Lord appears in different forms to protect his devotees, to kill the demons. The Lord appeared as fish avatar 2 times. At the end of Brahma's day, when Brahma felt sleepy and he desired to lie down, the Vedas were emanating from his mouth. And the great demon Hayagriva stole the Vedas. So Hayagriva lived at the bottom of the ocean. And since only a fish is the best animal for living in the water, Krishna took the form of a fish and saved the Vedas by killing the demon. So this was about the first Matsya Avatar. The second Matsya Avatar took place at the end of the Chakshusha Manvantar, where the Lord assumed again the form of a fish to favor the great king named Satyavrata. One day, what happened, while King Satyavrata was performing austerities by offering prayer, by offering water on the bank of the river Kritmala, a small fish appeared in the water in his palms. And the fish called out, "Oh, please don't leave me in this river. There are many creatures here that will swallow me up. Please help me." So the fish was asking for help, and the king was so merciful and so compassionate. He placed the fish into his water pot and took it home. So what he saw that the next morning he could see that this fish had grown quite a bit and cannot fit into the pot, and the king and it asked him to place it somewhere else where the fish can be comfortable. King put him in a large well. There again the fish from the it started growing, and in a few moments it grew so much that the king had to replace from well to the lake, and then again it started taking the gigantic form. The king at last threw this gigantic fish into the ocean, thinking that this will be the ocean is the biggest body and it can live comfortably there. But to his surprise, the fish again kept growing and growing, and it said to Satyavrata, "Oh hero, in this water there are very powerful and dangerous sharks that will eat me. Therefore, you should not throw me in this place." And after hearing these sweet words, the king again got bewildered and asked him, "Who are you, sir? You simply bewilder us." "My lord, you are certainly the inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, Sri Hari. So it is to show mercy to the living entity that you have now assumed the form of an aquatic. So we can see that Satyavrata was a pure devotee. He could feel the presence of the Lord, and he could identify the Lord even though he came as a fish, which is a very menial kind of animal, nothing important about it. But the pure devotees has the feeling. So the Satyavrata started talking to the Lord. The Lord replied, okay, that in 7 days the world will be plunged into the great flood of devastation, and a large boat will come to you, and then you can collect all the herbs, plants, seeds, and all kinds of animals, take them to the, and also take the seven rishis into the boat. And when the storms will rock the boat, make sure you tie it with the serpent Vasuki, and there will be I have a horn, and make sure you tie it to my horn, and you don't have to be afraid. I will support you, I will protect you during all this flood, and I will also give you transcendental knowledge. Satyavrat did as he was told. In due course, he saw that there were flood all over, as you can see in this picture. Yeah, Lord sent the boat in front of Satyavrata. He, along with the sages, he sat into the boat, and the fish was very, very gigantic. I think like 800 miles, 800 or 80 miles long, and it had a big horn. King Satyavrata, as the Lord instructed him, he tied the rope, Vasuki snake, to the horn, and the boat started sailing despite of all these calamities all around. So King Satyavrat and the sages now means they are in the boat. They are just looking all around. There is the ocean, and they are just praying. The king started praying to the Lord. So these are the prayers which we are going to read about today. So first verse from verse number 46. श्रीराजोवाच अनादेय विद्या उपहतात्मा संविदास् तन्मूल संसार परिश्रम आतुरा यद्रच्य उपाश्रितयम् आपनुयुर्विमुक्तिदो न परमो गुरुर्भवान्. The king said, by the grace of the Lord, those who have lost their self-knowledge since time immemorial, and who because of this ignorance are involved in material conditional life full of miseries, obtain the chance to meet Lord's devotee. I accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Supreme Spiritual Master. So some of the key points from this verse is like King Satyavrat was surrounded all around by the ocean of devastation. So he was literally seeing the end of the world. And just imagine, but he did not give up any hope. At that time, the Bhaktavatsal Bhagavan appeared in front of him, and he guided the king, he protected the king. So in this prayer, the king is surrendering at the lotus feet of the Lord and accepting him as his guru, because since the Lord guided him what to do when there is no hope, the what to do. So as a guru, Lord is guiding Satyavrat. He is considering him as his guru, and he's mentioning in this prayer that Lord is the supreme spiritual master. Lord is the original spiritual master. Why is the original spiritual master? Because he enlightens the conditioned souls who are suffering in the material world since time immemorial, right? In Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagwan has said in 7.9 verse, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanvam Mam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvamiti Itsa Mahatma Iti Sa Durlabha. So those are very, very rare souls who get the chance to identify the Lord. And we have been traveling into these materialistic life, birth after birth, death, Jan Mrityu Jarava. It keeps coming, and we keep going into cyclic process. There is no end, but it's very, very rare souls get a chance. So we should never feel hopeless at any time. With full faith, if we sincerely pray to the Lord and surrender to Him, He will definitely guide us from inside, right? Only by the grace of the Lord one becomes fortunate enough, and he gets the very rare opportunity to meet the Lord's devotees and receive the mercy of the Guru. And Prabhupada, in his purport, he called out a very important point, that who acts on means Lord is acting as a guru, but we as a conditioned soul do not have the, I'm talking about myself, right? We do not have the eyes and qualification to see or meet the Lord directly. But Lord is so merciful. He sends some devotees, right, who are his representatives, basically, who are sharing his message and who acts on behalf of the Supreme Personality Godhead, and they should be understood as good as the Supreme Lord himself. So there is no distinction between the Supreme Lord and the Guru, who are the representatives of the Lord himself. So next word 47. I think in the interest of time, I will just read the translation. In hopes of becoming happy in this material world, the foolish conditioned soul performs fruitive activities that result only in suffering. But by rendering service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one becomes free from such false desires for happiness. May my Supreme Spiritual Master cut the knot of false desires from the core of my heart. So in this prayer, in this verse, Satyavrat king is emphasizing on the devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So we know that this material is a place of suffering. Dukhalayam ashashwatam. There is no permanent and real pleasure in this world. Everyone wants to get rid of their sufferings, but as long as we are in this material world, with material consciousness, there is no end to suffering, right? There may be changes in the degree of suffering too, right? Sometimes it's more, we are suffering more, suffering less. Sometimes it seems to be like we are happy, but which is, everything is very, very temporary. And but no one is capable of getting rid of completely the sufferings by the material means, right? There is no way out, right? Just by material means we can come out of this suffering. So, and we say that our shastras describe that there are three root causes of suffering. So what are the causes of suffering? There is a problem, suffering is the problem, but what is the cause of it? So the cause is, there are three causes which our scriptures define. One is avidya, ignorance. Second is the sinful desires, the pap bij they call it. And third is the sin, the pap itself, the sinful actions. What is avidya? Avidya means we have forgotten that we are part and parcel of of Krishna, and we are eternal servant of Krishna. So we were just want to, we just forgot about this because of the modes of the material, influence of the material modes. Second is sinful desire. Since we have forgotten about Krishna, what do we, our deep rooted desires want us to indulge in the sinful activities. What are the sinful activities? Any activities, the desire to enjoy independent of Krishna is considered as sinful. Because why it is sinful? Because these desires will bind us into cyclic chain of birth and death, and which will, and we will incur more and more sins, and which will result, which will the reactions also we have to face as a cyclic chain of birth and death. However, devotional service to Krishna, as stated here in this verse by Satyavrat king, is devotional service to Krishna can burn down all the sinful actions and their reactions completely, and can relieve us from suffering, just as fire can burn down everything into ashes. Devotional service can instantly burn down all the reactions of our sinful actions. Bhakti removes avidya. So we talked about three causes of suffering. First is the avidya or ignorance. So bhakti has the only potency which removes the avidya completely, and it works at the root level to eradicate suffering. All the root causes, the ignorance is removed. Once the ignorance removed, when we know that we are the eternal servant of Krishna, and we have realized our forgotten relationship with Krishna, we do not have the sinful desires. Our desire, the devotee's desire to always love and please Krishna, to do everything, all the actions that may seem like materialistic, but still they are directed towards the pleasure of Krishna. That is how the sinful desires are removed. And pure devotees have only one desire, to love and serve Krishna favorably. Therefore, King Satyavrat is emphasizing on the devotional service and praying to the Lord. And what will happen? This will help us to cut the hard knot of false desires from the core of our heart, which is, it will work at the root level. That is why he is praying this way. Next verse, 48 verse. One who wants to be free of material entanglement should take to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and give up the contamination of ignorance involving pious and impious activities. Thus, one regains his original identity just as a block of gold or silver sheds all dirt and becomes purified when treated with fire. May that inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes our spiritual master, for he is the original spiritual master of all other spiritual masters. So, in this verse, King Satyavrat talks about that because actually Prabhupada has given a very beautiful purport, and he has tried to explain us that because of contamination by the modes of material nature, one continues in the cycle of birth and death. So, we talked about sufferings, how ignorance and gets into the cycle, and because of this contamination, what happens, the purpose of the human life is to purify oneself of this contamination so that one can regain his spiritual form and do not undergo this cycle of birth and death. So the recommended process for decontamination is devotional service. Again, the devotional service is highlighted. The original luster of the living being who is part of Satchidanand Vigraha is the luster of Anand or pleasure. And only by devotional service we can regain back our original luster. All the materialistic activities cannot give us permanent pleasure. We need to seek shelter of a guru. Even though we may not have the fortune to contact the Supreme Lord Personality directly, the Lord's representative is as good as the Lord himself. The bona fide guru is the one who accepted Krishna as guru and comes in the disciplic chain. Next one. Here, King Satyavrat is talking about that neither all the demigods, nor the so called gurus, nor all the other people, either independently or together, can offer mercy that equals even 1/10,000th of yours. Therefore, I wish to take shelter of your lotus feet. So one should not, the idea here is one should not try to obtain benedictions from the demigods or false gurus, because most of the times we try to find shortcuts. Okay, if we just offer these three things to this demigod, we will get wealth, we will get money, we will get fame, and we fall into that. But Satyavrat King Satyavrat is a pure devotee of the Lord, and he's in his prayers he is very aware, and he's reflecting this in his prayer that demigods are and false gurus are not the one where we should be reaching out for the why, because they themselves are very temporary, right? And even all the way to Brahma, we know, has a lifespan of only 100 years, means Brahma's years, although are different than earthly years. But there is the idea is there is everything is temporary. Everything in the material world, all the way to the demigods and are temporary. So one should not aspire for the benedictions. We should only aspire benedictions offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Lord himself in the Bhagavad Gita, he says in 1866, Sarv Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharvam Braja Aham Tvam Sarupapebhyo Mokshishyami Masucha. So abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This is the greatest benediction. And King Satyavrat is telling that whatever Lord can give does not even equal, means even 1/10,000th of compared to the Lord. So why? And we know that like Lord is like the root of the, like if you want to nourish the tree, we just have to water the root. We do not have to water the leaves and fruits separately. Once the root is nourished, the entire tree will be healthy and we will get all the fruits. Similarly, if we offer our prayers, our love to the root, who is the Supreme Personality of God Himself, from whom everything emanates, who is the call of all causes. Once He is satisfied, everyone else will be satisfied, because the demigods are also serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Demigods themselves are not permanent, therefore they cannot provide permanent happiness. So we have to think that, do we want to take the long route where there is no guarantee and there are just and just shortcuts, or do we want to the simple and guaranteed route, which is the devotional service and love for Krishna? Next one. As a blind man, being unable to see, accepts another blind man as his leader. People who do not know the goal of life accept someone as a guru who is rascal and a fool. But we are interested in self-realization. Therefore, we accept you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as our spiritual master. For you are able to see in all directions and are omniscient like the sun. So in this prayer warns us that when blind men are guided by another blind man, we all know they will just miss the right path and they will fall into difficulties. They will never be achieve the goal. So if spiritually an unenlightened person follows a guru who is also not spiritually enlightened, they're just being a fool and wasting their precious time. Right? On social media, we find so many posts, so many videos, lectures, etc., which are easily available, right? From random people who are posing as guru and who are posing as, learned scholars. But we need to be very very careful. This is what this verse actually means, that we have to be very very careful and should only read and hear the spiritual signs given from the bona fide devotees and from the bona fide scriptures and from the bona fide devotees of the Lord who are coming in the disciplic succession. So it's the Guru's business to instruct his disciple to surrender to the Supreme Personality God, right? If he wants relief from the material clutches. So this is the symptom of the Guru. If the Guru is the real Guru, is one who is taking us closer to the Lord. In Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also instructed that Yare Dekha Tare Kaha Krishna Upadesha. So one is advised not to accept a guru who does not follow the path of instructions given by Lord Krishna. So we should have to be very very careful, especially in this age of Kali, where there are so many fake people and fake and so that we because we that anyways we have a very short lifespan. Life is very unpredictable. There is no time to waste, so we have to just follow the bona fide disciplic succession and learn from them. Text 51. uh, Jano janasya sate asatim gatim ya prapadyate duratyayam tamaha tvam tva avyam jnanam amogham anjasa prapadyate yena jano nijam padam. Translation: a materialistic so-called guru instructs his materialistic disciples about economic development and sense gratification. And because of such instructions, the foolish disciples continue in the materialistic existence of ignorance. But your lordship gives knowledge that is eternal, and the intelligent person receiving such knowledge is quickly situated in his original constitutional position. So some of the key points in this verse that have been called out is that the ultimate goal of what is the ultimate goal of life? The ultimate goal of life is to go back to Godhead. The words are Nijam Padam. Nijam means his own, Padam means original position. So, since in the previous verses we talked about, we have forgotten our constitutional position that we are servant of the Lord. But this is the ultimate goal, that to revive our original position and go back to Godhead. So the real Guru is one who takes us closer to Krishna, right? The one who is taking closer to materialistic things, and the scriptures warn us that those are not at all the gurus, right? Those are not at all the gurus. So we have to be very careful. The guru's only business is to distribute Krishna prema to everyone and help them regain their lost identity of being the servant of the Lord. Some of the qualifications of the spiritual master that are described, and thus be able to help the sincere disciple to achieve the goal of life, to go back to Godhead, are like the spiritual master must have realized the conclusions of the scriptures by deliberation and arguments. Second point, he must be able to convince others of the conclusions of the scriptures, because once he has realized, once, right, he should be able to preach to others. He should be able to convince others that who is the Lord, what the scriptures want us, what is the no, what is the ultimate goal of life. They should be able to convince and teach to others. Third point, he must have conquered the six sense gratifying agents. So this is a very important, and most of the in the age of Kali in the so-called fake gurus. The first, I think, with the we can start with the third point, and definitely, if we look closely, we can find out that who is the qualified and who is not the qualified guru. The one who has conquered the six sense gratifying agents. Number one, the tongue, the genitals, the belly, anger, mind, and words. These are the spiritual qualities of a bona fide spiritual master. So, which are mentioned in our scriptures and which help us to identify who is the materialistic guru, the so-called guru, and who is the real guru. So, and we have to decide where do you want to be. And there are certain qualities of the guru also which are described in Bhagavad Gita. The disciple should be fully surrendered and submissively inquire from the guru. He should always try to serve, please, and satisfy the spiritual master. The in Bhagavad Gita, Supreme Lord said, "Tadvidhi pranipaten pariprashne sevaya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshana." 52. In the interest of time, my Lord, you are the supreme well wishing friend of everyone, the dearmost friend, the controller, the super soul, the supreme instructor, and the giver of supreme knowledge and the fulfillment of all desires. But although you are within the heart, the foolish, because of lusty desires in the heart, cannot understand you. So the reason for foolishness of not able to understand the Lord who is residing in everyone's heart is described here. Because the conditioned soul in this material world is full of materialistic, lusty desires, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although the Lord is situated in everyone's heart. So, the condition is the lusty desires, and we talked about in the previous verses how the suffering is related because of the desires of the sense desires. We get into the clutches of repeated birth and death cycle, and again, this point is called out here that it is the lusty desires inside our heart by which covers our understanding, and we are not able to identify the Lord and understand the Lord, although he is situated right in front inside our heart. So one can fulfill the ultimate goal of life only by engaging devotional service to the Lord. Then the Lord will give one proper instructions on how to go back to Godhead. So only by doing sincerely doing the devotional service, the Lord, we will be able to reveal the Lord. The lusty desires will go away, and Lord will eventually reveal himself to us. The last one, O Supreme Lord, self realization, I surrender unto you, who are worshipped by the demigods as the supreme controller of everything. By your instructions, exposing life's purpose, kindly cut the knot from the core of my heart and let me know the destination of my life. So, in this verse, King Satyavrata shows us the way to accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the real spiritual master and reach the final destination of life. So there is no pre-qualification needed to start devotional service, right? With devotional service, which means bhakti yoga. And Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna is pointing out that, and Krishna is always waiting to shower his mercy on all his children, even if one is not free from all sinful reactions. Simply by the process of surrendering to Sri Krishna, he is automatically freed, and we get out of all the sufferings. The root causes are eradicated, and we can come out of the suffering. So, what is surrender? We always keep saying that, okay, in this verse, Satyavrat King is saying, I surrender to the Lord. We always keep hearing about this, oh, I surrender to the Lord. But what is actually surrender? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 22, verse number 100. It has been there is a verse called Anukulasya Sankalpaha Pratikulasya Varjanam Rakshishyati Vishwaso Gopitruva Varanam Tatha Atmanekshep Karparnya Sadvidha Sharanagatihi. The six divisions of surrender are: number one, the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service. Second, rejecting unfavorable things. Third, full faith, full conviction that Krishna and only Krishna will give us protection. So we can relate that how Satyavrat king is surrendering, and he falls into these kind of points which are pointed because he's totally surrendered to the Lord. He has full faith. Even in there is all around, there is ocean, there is full of devastation, world is ending. He has a full faith that Lord is going to protect him. The acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master. Satyavrat Muni king is accepted Lord as the guru, right? He's totally surrendered to him, full surrender and humility, right? He's humble, right? He's not having okay this attitude. Oh, I'm the king. I can save myself on my own. I have the power. This and that. No, he's totally humble and he's totally surrendered with humble attitude. He's surrendering to the Lord. So in this age of Kali, the simplest and only way to please Krishna is chanting his holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you everyone. Thank you Mataji. Thank you Prabhuji for sharing. Yeah, giving me this opportunity. And sorry if I misspoke anything or missed anything. Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, that was such a beautiful class. So nice, very nice slides, Mataji. The pictures and all the uh, content that you put in the slides, was very nice. You explained about, I'll keep it short because we're almost towards the end. So you explained the context of the two times when Lord appeared as Matsya and how King Satyavrata, how he saved and he took how the Lord came as Matsya and saved the boat. So I'll just pick up 3 points from what you shared, Mataji, that it's very important that we should never feel hopeless at any time. With full faith, if we sincerely pray to the Lord and surrender to Him, then the Lord will protect. So that was a very touching point. And we should remember that devotional service is the way for us to get out of this sinful world. Otherwise, there is suffering. And you explained very nicely, explained the reasons of suffering. So it's very important for us to get out of this material world by performing devotional service. And Lord is coming as spiritual master for Satyavrata. And even the representatives of the Lord, they are the Guru is a representative Lord, and we should take them seriously and follow their instructions. They are coming from the bona fide Sampradaya. It's very important. So you highlighted the significance of Guru. And Lord itself comes as spiritual master. And I really like the points that you said, worshipping demigods, they only are temporary. So if we worship them, even the results are temporary for us. So why take the long route when we have directly, we can worship Lord, just water the roots. The whole plant is taken care. You just worship Supreme Lord Krishna, and then everything else is taken care. And finally, you ended with surrender, what it means and how important it is for us to surrender. And the way and the means to it is by chanting the holy name. Thank you, Mataji. That was such a beautiful class. So grateful to you. Devotees, thank you all for joining today for BhagavatSanga program. Happy Ekadashi to all of you.